Salute to you people and welcome back to Numbers Off the Hook. Today we're gonna do our first deep dive, guys. And we're gonna talk about numbers. And there's different kind of numbers. And I want you guys to see this. So the first numbers we're gonna talk about are the natural numbers. Natural numbers. Okay? So the natural numbers are the one we use for counting. So it's the counting numbers. Okay? Some people also call it the cardinal numbers. Cardinal numbers. Okay? And the way mathematicians think of it is, let's say we have a number 0, and we say that 0 is a natural number. Okay? So our starting point is 0. And then we say every natural number has a successor. Okay? So what do we mean by that? We start with 0, and then there's a number that comes after 0. We call it 1. Okay? This is weird, I know, but just try to follow along. And then 1 has another successor that we call 2. And 2 has a successor, we call it 3. 3 has a successor, we call it 4. And we just keep doing like this forever and ever and ever. And these numbers, we write like this. The collection of these numbers, we call it the natural numbers, and we write it like this, like a thick N. So these are the rational numbers. And what's really cool with the natural numbers is that if I take a natural number, x, okay, and then mathematicians will write like this, x is a natural number, okay, and then we take another rational number, let's call it y, okay, x is a natural number, it belongs to this, okay, it's somewhere here in this list. Y is also a natural number, it's a number that belongs to the list. Then x plus y, it's also going to be a natural number. So that's a really good thing with natural numbers. If I take a natural number and I add another natural number, the sum is also going to be a natural number. Okay? Also, we have that if we multiply two rational numbers, the product is also going to be a natural number. So it seems like natural numbers are really good for adding and multiplying. It kind of works. But this is when we get to trouble. Look, what if we do subtraction? Let's say we take 2 minus 4. Now we're in trouble because 2 is a natural number, 4 is a natural number, but 2 minus 4 is not. this is not a natural number. Okay? So now we saw the limits with the natural numbers. We get into trouble when we do subtraction. So to solve this, mathematicians, they came up with something called negative numbers. Right? Like -2, -5, -2000, whatever. So what we do is now is we had our list, right? We had our list of natural numbers, right? It was like this. And now we're going to add the negative whole numbers. So we're going to add -1, we're going to add -2, we're going to add -3, and like keep going. Okay. So this is the list now. We have 0, we have all the positive whole numbers, right? These are all the positive whole numbers, right? And then we have all the negative whole numbers. Okay? And we call these numbers, we call them Z, or we call them integers. Integers. Okay? So the integers are, it's almost the same as the natural numbers, but we also add negative whole numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4, -1. Okay? And we write it as Z. Okay? And now we say as mathematician, if x is an integer, and if y is also an integer, then we have, like before, x plus y, it's also going to be an integer, right? Just like the natural numbers. We're also going to have that x multiplied with y is also going to be an integer. So if I take any number on this list and multiply with any other number on this list, we're still going to be on this list. Okay? But now, because we did this negative thing, now we can also say that x minus y, subtraction works. It will also be on the list. So if I take any number on this list and I take minus another number on this list, we're still gonna get to a number on this list. So the integers, it looks very similar to the natural numbers, but we've solved the problem of subtraction. Okay? But we're not done here. Now we know what the integers are and why we need them, right? Let's keep going, guys. Now we get into the trouble when we do division. Let's say I take 3 divided by 4, right? 3 is an integer, 4 is an integer, but 3/4, that's 0.75, man. It's somewhere in between here. That number is not on this list. So we can say that 3/4 is not an integer. Like this. It doesn't belong to the list of integers. So how do we fix that? That's a problem. Okay, so now to solve this problem, we need something called rational numbers. So how does that look like? It's the numbers that fulfill the following: A divided by B, okay? It's a ratio like this, where A is an integer, B is an integer, but B cannot be 0. Okay? That's the rational numbers. A is an integer, B is an integer, B cannot be 0, and then A over B. Every number that fulfills this is the rational number. Okay? So, this is pretty cool, because now we can take a number x, which is a rational number, okay? We can take another number y, which is also a rational number, right? Let's say y is not equal to 0, okay? Then x plus y, it's also, the sum is also going to be a rational number, okay? We can take the difference, x minus y, okay? That's also going to be a rational number. We can take x multiplied with y, it's also going to be a rational number. And then finally we can take x divided by y, and that's also going to be a rational number as long as y is not equal to 0. So this is really cool. With the rational numbers, we can do the addition, the subtraction, the multiplication and division, and we will still keep within the set. We will still get a rational number out of it. So this is what the Greek mathematicians love, to work with rational numbers, okay? Because we can deal with all the basic operators: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay? So now, finally, let's look at how we can determine whether a number is rational or not. So this is what we do. There are terminal decimals, okay? Or repeating decimals. Okay? So all rational numbers, they have terminal decimals or repeating decimals. What do we mean by that? If we have a number, let's say, I just make something up, like 125.3789. We keep going, but at some stage it's going to stop. Maybe it stops here. Then we say that the decimals are terminating. Okay? That means it doesn't keep going to infinity. Or a rational number could be something like this. It has repeating numbers. So a repeating sequence of numbers. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and it just keeps going like this forever. In this case, this is equal to 1/9. Okay. So all rational numbers have either terminal decimals or repeating decimals. So now we might think that all numbers are rational, but there are numbers that are irrational. Okay? And the most famous being this guy, pi, which is equal to 3.1415, and then it keeps going like this. So pi has a infinite decimals, and it never repeats. It doesn't have a repeating decimals. So pi does not belong to the rational numbers. So pi is an irrational number. So now we've seen here that we have numbers that are rational and numbers that are irrational. So together they create what we call real numbers. Real numbers. Okay? And we use R. So the real numbers, you can think of them, if you remember the number line, it's all the points on the number line. That's the set of real numbers. Okay? So, in summary, today we talked about numbers and we saw that there's different kind of numbers, right? We talked first about the natural numbers, and the natural numbers are used for counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Then we saw that if we add two natural numbers, we get a natural number. If we multiply two natural numbers, we get a natural number. So they're good for addition and multiplication. But when we got to subtraction, we got into a problem because we don't have the negative numbers, right? So we needed to add them. And then we came up with the integers. Okay? And the integers are where we can do the addition, the multiplication, and the subtraction, right? And of course, we can see that all the natural numbers are automatically integers. But then we got into trouble here as well, because we saw that with the integers, we can get into trouble when we do division. So then we have to come up with something we call rational numbers, Q. And here we could do all the basic operators. We can do addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. And automatically here it follows that all the integers are rational numbers. So that's pretty cool. With the rational numbers, we can do all types of basic operators, right? But there are numbers that are not rational, and we call them irrational numbers. And the most famous one being pi, right? So the set of irrational and rational numbers, we call that the real numbers. And that's all the numbers on the number line. So guys, I hope you enjoy today's episode, or more importantly, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you at the next video. Have a nice one.